how are you going to be remembered? I mentioned at the beginning this thing called primacy and regency, the first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds. So this is your last 30 seconds. Because actually, if they're doing a lot of interviewing, they may have interviewed 3, 4, 5 people in a day, maybe more, maybe less, depending on how long the interviews are, structured for. And actually interviewing, I don't know if any of you have done it, is exhausting. Just as you should be exhausted when you've been interviewed, interviewing is exhausting. Because effectively they're doing all the things that I've just talked about, but in reverse to you. Okay? So actually, they're knackered. So what's the bit that you're going to leave them that's going to make them remember who you are? When they've already seen 5 people that day and they're already starting to blur into one. And they've made some notes, but when they look down at their notes, they go, oh, what have I written there? What did you write down? Is that responsible? Is that what they said? So actually, what's your parting shot? The thing that you're going to leave. My guy, Steve, his name is, he got the job, maybe all the police know, head teacher in a school, he's just moved down to Barcelona, lucky guy. English school, English speaking school. He had this theme, this story about electricity, how this generated through his life, everything that he did, how he was going to come into the school, take what was done, build on it, create, connect all the wires. He had this kind of, this whole sort of story thing going on. And at the very end, he knew he had 3 people that were interviewing because he'd done his research. He had 3 different shaped light bulbs. And he gave everybody a light bulb when he left his interview. That's not my suggestion, he decided to do it all by himself. And his message was that he would work with each person how they needed to be worked with, and that they weren't all one light bulb, they were all different people who he would work to fit with them. Now, I'm not for a moment saying that you need to take a light bulb into your interview. Okay? I know another guy who gives presentations, he always puts an orange on the front of the so I walked in, I didn't do anything for you to remember me by, and he'll put an orange up there and he'll do the whole presentation, whatever it is, and then he just picks up his orange and goes, and everyone goes, what's the orange about? Actually, it wasn't about anything other than he was the guy with the orange. Okay, I'm not suggesting you do that in the interview, but I am saying to you, how are you going to be remembered? You might want to give them some safety pins. I don't know, I was thinking about this creatively earlier, thinking, what would you leave if you were doing health and safety? What could you give people? Well, you might want to give them a safety pin and say, I'll keep you safe. You might want to give them a chain of safety pins and say, I'm going to connect all the areas of your organisation and keep you all safe. I don't know. But you should. What's the bit that you're going to leave behind that they're going to go, you know the one I'm talking about, he was really great, he gave us all safety. Safety. What's your parting shot? Is it going to be something that you say? I'm joking, don't. But, okay. You need to think about it, because these are the things that make the difference. I can give you suggestions, but guess what? When you suggest stuff to people, they never do it. Like that. And they're learning a long time now. People have to make the decisions for themselves and come to their own conclusions because they're comfortable with it, comfort zone, comfortable with it, and actually they've chosen to do it. Now some of you will be sitting here thinking, okay, I like that bit, didn't like that bit. Going to do that bit, not going to do that bit. Doesn't know what she's talking about there, really knows what she's talking about there. Because you're all different. And you need to take from this what is the most useful bit for you and fits most comfortably with who you are so that you seem complete. Because if you do something that feels totally out of character for you, guess what, they'll notice that. Yeah. So my parting gift is back to my opening statement, which is perception is king. You need to think about how do you want to be perceived. And safety pins might be